we were going to go ahead and run a couple more duct lines, do some detailing. I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll run this return, show you another offset, how to do it, kind of repeat that. Then we'll come in here, we'll do this nested fitting, and then we'll detail out some of this stuff here, show you how to do these rectangular elbows. We didn't really look at those. And I think what we'll do is I'm trying to keep these to roughly 45 minutes to an hour. We'll run out this stuff here, get a VAV in there, get familiar with round pipe, and then I think the next video will start with round pipe and go into piping. It's pretty much the same and kind of the same principles. And then after we get done with piping, we'll go ahead and we'll look at equipment in a little more detail. Or maybe as we're doing piping, we'll do some pumps, and we'll get into a little more detail about this and actually using this parametric part wizard. Yeah, we'll get into using that, show you how to do some grills and stuff like that. That's about all I ever use it for. You can use it for lots of other things, but anyway, so let's just run this return out real quick. We'll come over here and we'll start by going back to our HVAC tab. We'll come over here. This will pop up. We'll switch that to return. And we come up here and we know that we have to have 44 by 32 going up. And we'll get that to 44. All right. 32. And we'll just leave all that as. I won't even mess with this. Well, I'll put it at 12 feet. I don't know what that meant. We'll just run it. We'll come out here. I just go ahead and just do that like that. Get it up. Get it into place. Somewhere close. And I want to look at this. Okay. That is 44 by 32, right? You can always check by hovering over. We're probably going to have to rotate this. It's probably going to be too low. Normally I'd like to do an elbow straight up, but what we'll have to do is we'll have to 3D rotate it. Just run a riser with a tap out of it. 3D rotate. Come through here. Go 90. Okay, maybe. 3D rotate. Do there. 90. Oh, I don't have my numbers on. 90. Okay, now we go over here, we'll put it in place. And let's see where we are elevation wise. I want this to be the bottom of this. So we can just come over here and measure this from the bottom to the bottom. And we're 11 foot 11 in the Z. So let's just raise it up 11, 11. Move. 11 foot 11. There we go. Now let's see if we can get a tap in out of there. Oh, I know what it is. There we go. I'll just come out here like I did before. Let's see if it'll lock this time. Yeah, it looks like it will. And then you can just come right out to here. flip this. I'm going to change this. Duct free, modify. We'll go to 8. And we'll go 44. Alright, 32. Click apply. There we go. Okay, so now we'll see if we'll add this. Add selected. Turn off my snaps. Try to find my duct snap. It's not doing it. Try to add it to the end. Add selected. You just drag out here, and it actually did it. Cool. And I erase that. Just connect it back to the tap. Move it. Duct snap to duct snap. And we'll run this out to here. It's going to end right there. Oh, wonderful. Give us exhaust. Smart program. That's easy to change. Just go to Duct Properties, System, Return. Okay. Now we're hitting right there, which we knew we were going to. And we'll put a duct length here. Now, it looks like we're going to have to jump way down. Yeah, it's going to be down on the ground. Distance. We'll go from, let's just see what this is. From here to here. It's 17, 18 inches down. Isn't that wonderful? So what I would do is erase this, drag this out to here. We'll move it down 18. Move 0, 0, minus 18. Enter, enter. You can regen this. Let's see if it's still hitting. We'll have to deal with it. Let's just check and see what the height of this is. The top is at 12.1. That's about right where we want it. No, the top is 13.5. Let's see. Move this stuff down. Move. Let's see what we got first. 0. Distance. From there to there. It's 12. Yeah, let's move it down 12. Move 0, 0, minus 12. There we go. It's right on the edge there. Now we can come in here. We should be able to connect to that and get an offset. 60 degrees. I think that's about all you're going to get. Now you got 45, 30, 15. 60 is about all you're going to get before you hit that We'll leave it at 60. Accept. And what I would normally do with that is come in there and make them radius so it, and call it an OG going down. Or you could go in there and stick an OG in out of that, those offsets that we looked at the other day. Okay, now something like this I would take and I would just look at this sideways. Alright, mouse. Copy. Over here. 3D rotate. 90. It doesn't look too bad. Here's your elbow. It'll work. It's all have to be redone anyway in reality because that's way too low. Bottom that's 7'9". But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna go and run it out. We got this at 12, 3.5. So what I would do here was take this and I would cut it or break it right here and here. Go over and put a tag on this. Add selected. So we can come up. See, 24 is going to bring us to 12.5. Let's go up now 18 inches. We'll move 0, 0, 18. Enter, enter. 3. We can go up 2 more. Go move, enter previous, enter 0, 0, 2. 0, 0, 2. Move. Move. 2. Yeah, there you go. Alright, let me just move this back. Now, what you could do is put a full joint in there and then offset from there. Duct fitting modify. Oh. Duct length. Right click duct length. Hit OK. And it doesn't look like we got room. Okay. So now we're offset back up, back down. And then we can continue on. We would put a fire damper there. Let's see if those are working easy. Add selected. You can push this to the center. Or whatever your submittal shows. You can get a little more technical with that. Some line work or something. Come out here. Duct length. And it looks like we're going to have a little short piece. And if that were the case, you'd have to flip those. Now when you do these, you're going to have to, you could just actually rotate this to get it to for these taps. Okay, so there's that return. You can come in here, you can put some duct length on this. There's that return gone through there. Okay, so now let's quickly get let's quickly start this run out here. So if you notice all these little NAs, what this is your duct lengths, and they just don't have a property set to them. You have to manually go in and do it, and basically what you can do is you can actually select the whole thing, come in over to your properties, come up to here, find your duct, got 49 pieces of duct, come to your extended data, hit that right there, and just all those are checked, that's fine. Just hit that, and then you gotta come over here and regen, and now you got duct lengths. Okay, so we've got a 12-inch tap in there. That's 56. That's good. We'll come over here and we'll take this elbow, or excuse me, this transition. We'll give it a length. And the only way I know how to do this is a length. I made a little tool. I'm trying to work on a tag that'll do it, but I haven't been successful with it, giving it the properties. But I made a little tool. Actually, it's just a dimension, linear dimension with nothing but everything taken out of it. And you can learn to do that in your AutoCAD videos. Just make it an inch, take all the stuff out of there, or just then all you have is that. And then I usually explode these. So let's look at this. I always look at everything sideways too. So we're flat on top. Now I do have a tag that add selected. I'm just going to put it in crooked. Add selected. Okay, well we can still do that. I do have a tag for flat on top. Those are pretty simple to build. Detail, flat top. Now these tags, if you want to rotate them, you have to go, you can do, I made a little button down here, but you have to go to right click, node, modify, rotate mode, and you want to click edit one label node at a time, yes. Take your ortho off. Problem is it doesn't follow you. So if you got these awkward angles, it's not going to work for you. So what I do with this one is going to be stubborn, is just explode it twice. Flat top, 18 inches long. That's all they really need to know about this one. We come down here, you put a duct size in there, we can do add selected. Come over here, pick duct size. And then you could really come in here and do a bunch of those. I usually wait till after I'm all detailed out and come back and do it. Then you can place them. 56 and a half. Take this down to here. Yeah, you might have room for. Put that in there. Let's just leave that there. Okay. And we could put a little end cap in here. Add selected. End cap symbol. I have one of those built. trying to get everything that I can as tags, because when you go to move this ductwork, this stuff that aren't tags doesn't move with it. It's end cap. Alright, so that's detailed out. I come in here, I put a fire damper symbol in there. I'm not going to do it now, but so it looks like we got a 31-inch joint there. We could probably fit that into the elbow, but we need to get rid of that 2-inch throat on there. That's ridiculous. So we'll do them down here. It looks like we're all evened up though. So, but we got some room to move this. So what I would do is I would take this whole line right here, including the offset, and move it 2 inches or 4. Move it 4. Then you come in here and you could erase this, come down here and check, make sure you didn't crash into anything. Then we can use the custom duct fitting. Create polyline. Go from your duct to your duct, and you come in here and go right, you just go on that, you go up here to your HVAC, and you didn't have to do that, create, you just draw the polyline first. I don't know why I did that. Create, and it's going to come over here, it's going to ask you some questions. What I do is I just click everything. If the sizes look good, 95% of the time you're not going to have an issue. And it says erase the layout line. So click yes. And then it didn't draw it. So it sure did, didn't it? Now we got some display stuff. You can right click this. It wasn't on the right layer. It wasn't on the right system. So duct fitting, modify systems. Go to system. It was standard. We're at medium pressure. Okay, and it should apply. So let's do that again and show you the proper way to do it. Okay, so we'll go polyline, duct snap, center duct snap, center duct snap, select it, HVAC, duct custom fitting, create, come in here, just click next, look at make sure your sizes are right, and what you got to do is you got to come over here and you got to pick your system. Click next, finish. Yes, we want to erase the layout line. There you go. Now you can't put vanes in this. So I have a little tool that I use for vanes over here. It's a little dynamic block, but you can do whatever you want. Rotate. Okay, so now we'll go linear dimension. We'll throw a throat length on this. 33. We'll tuck it right up there in the corner. Come over here. Now we have 30. Alright, now we could go over here, go add selected, throw a duct length in there. Let's just add selected. Put one right here. Okay. And normally I won't worry about stuff like that because either not going to plot it or it'll plot. This will plot way over top of that. So, or I'll move it. Okay, so now we come in here. We can look at this. We're 56, so we just run with some duct sizes up and through here. Add selected. I usually put these right where there's changes in size or change in direction. But you might, if you got long runs, you might want to put one in some other places. Now, if you ever get a situation where you want to move these, they'll move this way and that way rather easily. You can do that right click and do the mode thing, but if you just want to move them real quick, you can just hit that, hit control, hit that, control, and they move anywhere you want them. They won't rotate, but they'll move. Okay. So now we got an offset here. Let's do that. $33. Explode. Come over here and we'll check the depth of this offset. And we will go distance. Top. It's down 7. Now, I think I got a tag for that, but it won't give you down 7. It'll get you started. But it didn't carry over onto this drawing. I'm not going to go look for it either. Okay, so normally what I would do is just do something like this, copy this over. And you can find faster ways to do this. You can hire a guy who knows Lisp or something and get you. So I'm going to just come over here and go down 7. D, and 7 inches. Okay. Tuck it up over here and put a little quick leader in. And you could either tuck it in there and put it wherever you want. Make it neat. Down 7. Down 7 and 33 inches. So that's basically how you start detailing. That's how you get those elbows in. If you had rectangular elbows, you wanted some straight on it, you're just going to have to, let's say if that was kind of shorter than that, you're just going to have to tag it straight. There's no way to add straight to that elbow. So you could just come in here and explode that. I wouldn't make this 36. This is just, let's do RT straight, 36 inches straight. It's, say you had 4 or 5 inches or 6, 7 inches, or with a smaller elbow, you might go a little bit more than that. But that's how you get that. And I think that we're going to just jump over to running this round pipe out. Show you a couple of these little taps. And put a VAV in, talk about VAVs. And the next time we'll go into some round pipe and then into piping. I think that's enough information for ductwork. Should get you started getting where you could draw just about anything. Um, so anyways, um, these taps are pretty straightforward. Um, they don't have any way to put vanes, dampers in them, so you're kind of screwed there. I'm going to say that's a 14 inches. He wanted some of that straight out there, but for that. And I took and made some of these just like I did the straight taps. So if I could have some longer ones. Standard 12, 4, 6. I think this is 6. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And the reason I do these 10s and 12s is I'll show you here in a minute. Normally I just leave it at 6 or whatever the manufacturer is. But if you wanted a lateral takeoff, you come in here and you should build yourself some of those longer taps so that you could do this. Come in here, take off, select the 12, right? Then you can always come out of here. You can make a lateral tap, like 45 degrees. There you go. At least it'll look like a lateral tap. It doesn't always have that little jig here in there. Okay, let's do that again. Just make sure we're on the right one. Take off. 12. There we go, 12. Take your ortho off. Take your snaps off. You can draw it at 60 or 45. There you go. And you can just 45 back off of that. Of course, that's the wrong way, but let's do that again. Erase that. There you go. Now, VAVs, equipment. I don't use these solid box VAVs. I mean, you could. Fan, condenser, I don't even know where they're at. VAV box. There's a whole bunch of them that look stupid, but I think they have one that's just straight in and straight out. Let's just go like that. I mean, you could connect them just like you did that fire damper. You could come in here. Well, you should be able to do it. Rotate. I see why. Okay. VAVs. I don't know why it's wanting to connect to that. So you come in here and modify this. Part modify. It may not have the right size, is what it is. Diameter 2. does have a 14. And we'll just say that's a, now look at that, how limited that is. We go 16, 20. Yeah, I don't use these things. I don't know what that's going to apply. The reason I don't use them is that right there is they're just so limited. And I have to put control panels on and service clearances and oh, that didn't work. 14. Yeah, I'm not even gonna deal with it. Anyways, you know how to get with them. You just get, it's the same as that ductwork. You just go in and you once you get them in there, you can go in and you can part modify, and you come in there and you could just pick another one. None of that stuff I'd ever use. I haven't seen VAVs like that in, well, fan powered boxes maybe. Single duct. That one's pretty. It's got a control box, but it's probably not wide enough. And let's see what I got there. 14. Yeah, that one has a lot more choices. 18 by 20. And the length, you can't change that length, I'll bet either. But you can draw some in that. Oh yeah, you can do the length. This is a new part. Okay. You can't do width. There you go. And now you can draw ductwork straight off of it. That's the nice thing about them. Or you come in here and you can play with this parametric part wizard. It has some VAV boxes in it. What you can do, you can go width, length, and height. You can do all that, and then you could just add a control box on there with 3D. I've done that before. You come in here and you just add a control box with a 3D solid. And basically you want to come down here, and that would be your length, height, width. Let's see what happens. You have to go find it and everything. And just follow those numbers. RW2, which is round, and there's RH2, and D1. So that's your width, height, round diameter. And then you come in here, you can name it, give it a description, and it should show up in your parts when you do to modify MV parts. And there's a dual deck. So, but what I do is I normally just draw them in 3D because they always change. Manufacturers always change. Alright. In this case, these are fan powered boxes. And you can add connections to these when you make them. And you could turn them into blocks and then turn them into MV parts. I don't do that, but you can do it. I just deal with it. I don't know what size that is. That's 14. So we'll go around 14. And I'll just come in down here and move it. either from center or from there to there. And we'll slide it on there. Boom. Then and that way I have a flex connector and stuff like that all in one. If it's a fan powered box like this. But let's look at a couple more of these little taps and then we'll call it quits. For round, you really don't have much options here. Let's just draw one and we'll go modify. Round off a square is duct fitting modify. You've got that, which is your basic takeoff. And you've got this conical tap. And you got a bevel tap, which kind of gives you a little boot off the end. And then there's a bell mouse, which I use a lot with spiral, tight spaces. And this one here, I've never really been successful with it, but I just use these and the bell mouse. Every once in a while I use that one, but let's have a look at the bell mouse. Click apply. It didn't recognize the size. I saw 3-inch bell mouth. 14. Click OK. What? I guess I typed in a little something more than 14. And when you draw these two, when you drag these, you can say, I'm going to go add selected. That moved off of where I was. So you can't drag it past your full length or your cut length. So if you try to do that, it'll stop. Oh, it didn't. Wow, okay. Well, I'm just going to prove myself right here. See, it does that. The nice thing about these is too, if you draw it out to here, and I've already erased that VAV, but let's say that VAV was what we were working with. You could just drag this, get a point if you wanted to do center, and it'll line itself right up. And boom. So that's VAVs. That's a little bit how to detail. Return kind of screwed us up. We couldn't get into this nested fitting. We might do one more duct video with just some grills and stuff like that. But so that's it. That's how you detail out a little bit. Maybe we'll do a little bit more detailing. We'll probably end up doing one more duct video. Never hurts to have stuff repeated.